Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Brent and Friends, Nonsense and Trends, our latest episode today. And this is for the clients out there or the seniors out there. You might not be a client, but you may be someone who's on Medicare. And we're going to give you a few tips on the things you need to do to prepare for annual enrollment period. We're here with my business partner. What was your...
Jim Plemons.
No.
P. Lemons.
No. Jimbo Slice. We're here with my business partner and new nickname, Jimbo Slice. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We'll see you there. Well, everybody, we are back again, once again, with Brent and Friends, Nonsense and Trends, with Jimbo Slice and your host.
What up?
Brent Crawley. What was it that Karate Scotty, we told Karate Scotty was supposed to call me? What was it?
He was supposed to call you Crawl Daddy. Crawl Daddy.
That's embarrassing.
Your nickname. Yeah.
I thought it was going to be less embarrassing than that. Okay, moving on.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Okay, so folks, for those of you who are clients or not clients, prospective clients, or even if you're just stopping in, we want to give you a few tips and a few pointers on some things that you should do in order to be prepared for that end of the year time, annual election period, AEP, or annual enrollment period, where you are, and you know, I heard someone say this the other day. We were at that lunch the other day over at Pita Jungle, and that woman said that she has heard agents in the field, they call AEP, annual election period, some of them call it agent engagement program.
Agent engagement program. I like it.
I think that's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool.
I'm embracing that. It's something another agent made up. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right? So as you prepare, folks, for AEP, annual election period, there are some things that we want, some pointers and some tips we want to give you. And one of them is engaging with your agent.
Yes.
Your advisor. But let's not start there. Let's talk about that in a few minutes. So what are some of probably the most important things you think, Jim?
I mean, the first thing you probably need to do is review your needs, your current needs. Has your health changed significantly? Has your finances or income changed significantly? And if so, compare that to the benefits of your plan and the cost of your plan, if there is a cost to your plan. So if your needs have changed, then you definitely need to speak with somebody and review the options that are available to you.
Yeah. As we get older or as life goes on, things change.
They do.
You know, so even our family, our medical needs have changed and we've got young children.
Right.
So it's important to make sure that you review your medical needs every single year. And there's going to be a lot of things that you want to do in that. You're going to write down your prescriptions. Get a list.
Yeah.
And
because that's going to likely will change if your health has changed. Your prescriptions are going to change. So write those down. Right.
Actually, a really good way to do that is if you are getting your prescriptions at a retail pharmacy, you can actually connect with Walgreens, Walmart, CVS, whatever, and you could say, hey, I need a list of my prescriptions. Or actually, really cool, a lot of these retail pharmacies now, they have mobile apps.
Right.
And you can go on that mobile app on your smartphone and you can create a login. For those of you who are a little bit more tech savvy, this isn't a problem. You can actually get a list of all the prescriptions that are current in your name.
That's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you can print it.
Yeah. And the dosages too helps.
When
we do our plan comparison, it helps to know the prescription name and the dosage that you're on.
Let me tell you something, folks. When you sit down with your advisor, especially if it's an in-person appointment at their office, which we all know that you folks would probably prefer an in-person appointment at your home, but because of COVID-19, we're kind of avoiding that if we can.
Yeah.
We're really trying to have our appointments in more of a controlled environment that not that your home's not clean, but here at our office, it's a controlled environment. We have professional cleaners come in once a week to make sure that this place is staying as sanitary as possible. And then we're making sure that we're keeping it clean in between.
We're wiping it down regular too.
Right.
Every time we have an appointment, we clean it before and after.
Exactly. And that leads me to the point that if you're coming into an appointment here with us, and then I go, okay, well, what prescriptions are you taking? And you go, oh, I don't know. I don't have my list. Let me think.
Yeah.
That makes it so hard for us to be able to effectively guide you.
Right.
Because we have our plan finder tool that we just load your prescriptions into, and then guess what?
It compares all the plans based on prescription drug costs, or it's a factor in the comparison.
Right.
Right.
It gives us the best results for the prescriptions that you are currently taking.
So whether you're on an Advantage plan or a Part D prescription drug plan, that cost comparison for your prescriptions is key.
I just had a client who, it plays such a role that I just had a client who she decided that she wasn't even going to go on a Medicare supplement and a drug plan because with the really expensive prescriptions that she was taking, her needs have changed quite a bit. And she has a really expensive name brand drug. And we put her prescriptions into the plan finder. And the least expensive drug plan in the whole state for her was going to cost $8,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the one that costs $13 a month, right?
No.
The plan itself.
No. The drug plan was, I think the premium was
right.
30 something bucks
but
a month.
Sometimes that cheapest drug plan price is not the cheapest plan
for your prescription
based
drugs.
on your prescription.
Right. But here's the thing. She wanted to go with a Medicare supplement and a drug plan. Now get this. She wanted to go with a supplement plan plus a drug plan. We put her prescriptions into the system, and for the whole year, her costs for the prescriptions were going to be like $8,000.
Wow.
Okay. When we clicked to the other tab and we looked at the Medicare Advantage plans, there was a Medicare Advantage plan where her prescription costs were going to be $4,000.
Yeah.
That big of a difference between a standalone drug plan and a Medicare Advantage plan with prescriptions built in.
Right.
That big of a difference. And so she said, even though I like the coverage with a supplement more, I have to have a drug plan. And over there, the cheapest drug plan I'm going to be able to find, or the least expensive rather, is going to be $8,000 a year. And over there, I could get a Medicare Advantage plan, which really isn't what I want. But my out-of-pocket expenses for the prescriptions is going to be like $4,300. So I'm going to save $4,000 a year.
Yeah. That's a big savings.
It doesn't always work out that way, folks, but it became a no-brainer, which is why we need to have proper updated lists.
Right.
So you need to be prepared to make sure that you're providing that data so that we can properly guide you.
Right.
Physicians.
Yep. Also a list of your doctors, key.
Yeah. Physicians, a list of your doctors. That's really important. It's, we have people who come in and we'll sit down with them. They'll tell us all their prescriptions and their doctors and everything. And then the next day they'll call us and they'll go, "Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to tell you about this doctor. Doctor completely slipped my mind." And then we'll look that doctor up, and that Dr. Smoking Jim Plemensky, and that doctor's not in network with their plan that we chose for them the day before. And then ironically, they'll go, "Oh, well, I have to have that doctor. That doctor means the world to me. That doctor is really important to me." And it's kind of like,
but you forgot.
You totally forgot about this doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
So it's important to make sure that you have that stuff together prior to your meeting with your advisor.
Right.
Because that stuff all needs to be considered. You know what? Make sure that you're in touch with your insurance advisor.
Yeah. Yeah. Call us. We're going to know what's going on. We're going to know the best plans and all the changes. We certify with each plan every year, so we know all the changes. So we know we're going to be able to know, hey, anybody that's on plan A, XYZ, they might be a better fit over here at this plan. So.
Yeah. And you know what? One thing, it's important that the clients know, folks, we do our best to get in touch with everybody.
Right.
You gotta call us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call, we email, what else do we do? Send out letters.
Yeah. We call, email, send out letters, text messages too if we need to. And there are times where not every client gets a call, but every client always gets
something.
An email if we have one on file. You certainly are going to get a letter if we have your address. And you may not get a phone call from us. You might slip through those cracks, but you got to make sure you reach out to us. So make sure that you're remaining in touch with your advisor. If you don't hear from your advisor, it doesn't mean that you don't want to, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't review your options.
Yeah.
Also, your budget is really important. If your budget has changed, or maybe your plan the premiums have gone up and the copays have gone up, that includes the reviewing your.
So if your finances had a significant change, or if your health had a significant change, it's
absolutely
key. Yeah. Those are key indicators that you might be looking at a different plan maybe for next year.
Hey, and you know what? How many times do we hear from people, "Oh, I don't want to change. I love my plan."
Right.
Cool.
Lots.
You love your plan this year.
And then we show them what's out there and they go, "Oh, wow.
Right.
I like that plan better."
Or it's like, I'll call people, hey, I really need to talk. I really think you need to change your plan. No, I love my plan. It's like, you love your plan this year.
Yeah. But they change those benefits every single year.
And they're not going to ask you permission either.
Nope.
They're just going to do it, Yeah.
Sometimes they get better, but sometimes they get worse.
Sometimes they get better and sometimes they get worse. And here's the deal. You might have a plan that's not necessarily getting better. It's not necessarily getting worse, but it's making some tweaks.
Yeah.
And those tweaks might be worse for you.
Right.
Those tweaks
if
might...
that tweak is in a prescription drug tier and maybe one of your drugs drops to a tier 4 from a tier 3, bam.
Exactly.
Your prescription drug cost just doubled.
Or that tweak might be, hey, we're increasing the maximum out of pocket, but we're lowering the copays in a lot of areas. Well, you might have a person who has a history of cancer, and if they get diagnosed with cancer again and they have to do chemotherapy or radiation and they're paying 20% for that, if that maximum out of pocket is really high, it's more likely that their costs are going to be higher. Whereas you've got some people who they're doing a lot of physical therapy visits and it's more structural issues with their body. And even though the maximum out of pocket has been increased, if the company is lowering their copays for physical therapy, lowering the copays for outpatient surgery, it doesn't really matter that the maximum out of pocket went higher because the copays that are relative to your condition have all been actually lowered.
Right.
So that maximum out of pocket isn't going to mean that much to you. So, a plan doesn't have to make bad changes in order for the changes to affect you negatively. They're bad for you, but maybe not bad for the next person.
Right.
So, that's really, really important. Also, make sure you bake your agent cookies because we love
we like that.
Yeah.
Whether you bring them in person or if we come to you, we like a little cookie treat.
We like a little cookie.
We like a little cookie.
Anyways, the hospitality is great.
And don't fear change.
Don't fear
change. That's a big thing. People they fear the change of a new plan. They get comfortable, they get in their little groove. They just want to keep things the way they are, status quo, but it's not always good to stay the same.
Well, you know what? My mother says, do the same, get the same, do different, get different.
That's true.
Also, by the way, there are times where you could totally tell people are just reluctant to change. Change scares the living daylights out of them. And that's when, it's important that you understand, hey, I get that you don't like change. That change bothers you. But we're looking at your insurance plan together.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that your plan is changing and that doesn't bother you. What bothers you is you making a change. Your plan is changing on you, whether you like it or not. And I'm letting you know that those changes are going to negatively affect you. You can't, you can, but we should not bury our head in the sand, out of sight, out of mind. As long as I ignore those changes and I don't personally take action and I don't personally make change, everything's good. You will likely find yourself in a situation where you're going to have some incurred expenses. We want to guide you to the plan that's overall going to make the most sense for you financially this year.
Be the change.
We want to meet your health and financial objectives. And so don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid to make your agents cookies and call 623-777-3315 so that we can help you. If you're not one of our clients, we want to be able to make sure that we can help you.
And we've got some online meetings too they could register online for.
We've got a lot of online meetings.
If they're good with the virtual, good on your computer, go to our website, www.theturning65advisor.com.
Click on events.
Find a meeting, register. Bam.
Thanks, Jimbo Slice.
No problem.
Appreciate you folks. Thanks for stopping by. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.